Another thing we want to look at when we're looking at design intent is which features are the ones that are important, that have critical dimensions, that need to fit with something else. So if we're looking at this piece here, this post on the bottom, it has a critical dimension. It needs to be able to fit inside of another piece with enough clearance to spin, but not wobble out of space. Whereas the outside diameter here, it's just there to hold it together. There's nothing within a few inches of that. So if that's not perfect, it's okay. But we do want it to look round so it has a good appearance. But if it was here versus out here, not really that big of a deal. So we want to be able to control the shape of it, but the size isn't as critical. Same thing with the heights. The height here to this inside lip is more of an important thing than the height to the outside. This is just to kind of keep stuff inside, not necessarily to keep things centered, where these rings here are now, those are there to keep a piece centered within this. Same thing when we're looking at something like this. The hole dimension between the holes is probably an important thing, and maybe even having this hole in the midpoint of that segment might be an important dimension. And same thing here, in order to keep position down here. And on this one, the precedents are there actually can move around. So the exact position of this piece, the cutout there where that's pressed into, isn't super critical because the fastener can move around within that to align with the next piece. But here, we've got these mounting holes. It might be important, the relationship between those, so that way they line up with the next part, and also that they keep that next part in the right spot compared to this slot down here. So in order to identify what dimensions you need, whether you need it from the center or the side of a part to something, or between two things, that's an important part of deciding on the design intent. So which things are important there, and then be able to set up your model so that way you keep those relationships and those dimensions that are critical to be the same while you're making other changes.